Welcome back to Forge Education, this is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about Nile once more. Now we did talk about it a while ago, but the stock has done a lot since then. Currently it is sitting at pretty much a 52-week low for the stock. It dipped around 90% from where the highest point it was, somewhere closer to around 370. Now Nile itself, as the name really identifies itself, bit from Bitcoin, it has some cryptocurrency workings. So what does this company do? Well, they say they are a diversified company specializing in cryptocurrencies and innovation in the field of decentralized finance. So they say cryptocurrency and innovation in the emerging field of decentralized finance, DeFi, are the two most disruptive technologies today, and they're uniquely positioned to become a leader in emerging financial technologies by leveraging its high-density data center, built from the ground up to meet the demands of the cryptocurrency market, along with its investments in technology platforms, services, architecture. Now, they have some recent news. Back in April 29th, 2022, so not far off, a couple of days back, they mentioned that one of their company's subsidiaries turned on green to help power the future and platform of broad and cable technology. So Turn On Green's node power solution will be compliant with the Society of Cable Telecommunication Engineers specifications and requirements for interchangeable modules with a GAP enclosure for use in cable access, fiber access, and wireless access networks for future applications. Now, this company here was recently awarded for the contract for the global leader in distributed access architecture to develop a custom power solution for generic access platforms. That's what GAP stands for. Now, the customer power solutions will simplify the network operations and reduce operational expenses and multi-system operators. Now, supporting the growing demand for broadband data services, IP video streaming services, and large file transfers technology. Custom designs and manufacturing of power solution is core competency of their market or the business itself. They will continue to grow and support their expansions for their green technology or green energy technology platforms, and their innovation technologies, advanced digital power processing solutions will help provide limitless broadband access to deliver fast, high quality, and reliable internet and streaming services to millions of people worldwide. Now, the company itself appears to have a 50-year history or experience. Now, 28th of April 2022, they also announced additional investments in Alzheimer's from completion of phase 1 first in human clinical trial for the treatment of dementia related to Alzheimer's. Now, this is a company which is a related party in an early clinical biopharmaceutical company focused on developing novel products for the treatment of neurodegenerative diseases and psychiatric disorders. Alzheimer's announced the achievement of a key milestone and has received a full data set from phase 1 clinical trial for AL001. The purpose of this one was the first in-human trial to determine the effectiveness of the drug in order to help help with Alzheimer's disease patients. And this drug itself is a lithium salicylate L-proline engineered ionic co-crystal under development as an oral treatment for patients with dementia related to mild, moderate, and severe cognitive impairment associated with Alzheimer's disease. Now, they invested additional money in there. It's around $10 million in Alzheimer's common stocks and warrants subject to achievement of certain milestones, and DP Lending had previously funded $6 million pursuant to the terms of agreement. Now, just a quick thing, that DP Lending is actually a company that is a subsidiary of Nile. So there has been a bit more lending towards this company with around $10 million in general. Now, moving on towards Nile subsidiary Alt Alliance, and this is back in April 25th, so there's a lot that goes on with this company. They agreed to purchase EWP. Now, this is again part of the DIP processing loan to enter into an asset agreement with the purchase of EYP, and the EYP here is providing the acquisition of all EYP's assets off an aggregate consideration of approximately $68 million. Alt Alliance will also make an offer of employment to all current employees of EWP or EYP, my bad. I kept saying EWP, my bad. EYP is an integrated architecture, engineering, and design services company specializing in higher education, healthcare, governments, and science and technology. The firm offers planning and design, high-performance engineering and environmental graphics, preservation and modernization, interiors and workplace, sustainable landscapes to create differentiated structures. EYP has an interdisciplinary offices in 11 cities in the United States. So that's another scoop up of some of the companies that have actually acquired. They have a lot of different PRs that comes up in April and just month per month, weekly almost. So you can keep up with them on their news part of their website, and there's a lot that goes on. Now, Nile in general has had a lot of different retail spikes or different retail interests. So here, for instance, Nile currently has no plan to reverse its outstanding common shares, and it has already disclosed $490 million in assets as of the end of the year, and they recently repaid the outstanding senior secured debts. And I remember there was actually news of that. Now, when you look into the valuations, and not sure if the shares outstanding is actually currently correct, but price over sales and price over book is severely undervalued. Now, before moving on towards technical analysis, if you would like to see more content like this, make sure to click the subscribe button and notification buttons on for this channel, and don't forget to drop a like to this channel. And let's move on towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis perspective, Nile has seen a lot. So first off, moving averages have been a bit bearish ever since, I would say, ever since we have these indicators in general. So the stock price is below the 50 SMA currently, below 0.71. The 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, which is a bearish thing as you get to see for the stock. Now, the 80X is sitting at 1242, so it's not really showing any pulse in either direction anyway. The willing percent R is showing that the stock is oversold. This is very similar to what you would see with the RSI, Relative Strength Index. Now, the MACD here, you're able to see it's still on the negative side. It's attempting to go a bit towards the positive, but it's still got ways to go. It doesn't have much of the momentum. And you're able to see momentum is currently negative, but it's heading towards zero. So if we're able to get that momentum above zero, you might actually see some positive reversals occur. Now, the next thing is stochastic fast and stochastic slow. They're both leveled down as the stock is really under the 52-week low. And this stock is suggesting that, or the price action is suggesting that this could be a good time for the stock to move a little bit upwards or to basically accumulate at this point and then gain some traction moving forward. Now, the moving averages, what you're able to see here is that you're anticipating it to trade between 62 on the top and 51 on the bottom. It's currently going all downwards, so it's dipping downwards. It's not really a best look for it, but it's suggesting this stock is mainly going towards a negative trend rather than anything. Now, the Bollinger Bands are between 77 cents and 0.35. Volumes have been a bit dead, but not as dead as earlier in the year. But I would say compared to early March, it's been a little bit quieter than some of the busier days he had. Now, the Fibonacci retracements were able to see a resistance at 71, 91, 107, 123, 147, and 176 with a support at 38 cents. Now, from a support perspective period, you're able to see 40 cents and 38 cents. Resistances, there is a hard one currently at 47 cents, another hard one at 53, going to 59, 62, going higher to 69, going higher to around 75, higher to around 83, going up to 88 cents, and then 97 cents, 103, and then higher to around 110, going to 149, and 134 to 142. Now, comes to the question to Ed, what do you think is going to happen here? Now, this stock has been a bit on a downward trend, not really significant per se, but it's still been on a downward trend. In order for it to break that downward trend, it needs to break above the 55 cents. Currently, the middle of that downward trend that has been broken before is around 44 cents, and that is the real resistance that it needs to break. Once then, it can propagate between the 44 cents and the 54 cents, 55 cents. And if it does break that 55 cents kind of barrier, then you might see a bullish reversal that could be sustained for a few days or maybe months. It really depends. But you gotta just note something. This downward trend keeps decreasing, or it's still a downward trend, so it's going to keep decreasing in value for these levels, price levels, as we move forward. So if you're watching this a week ahead, then the price difference will be quite still significant compared to what you see now. But what do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Sure, subscribe and like, and have a wonderful day.